In a world full of mysteries, a bold theory emerges from the shadows of history. Jesus, the man who performed miracles, could have a secret connection to extraterrestrial civilizations. Imagine the possibility that the biblical accounts are not just stories, but descriptions of encounters with beings from other planets. What was hidden behind his cures and teachings? Could the angels described in Scripture actually be visitors from other worlds? On each page of the Bible, clues emerge that challenge our understanding. Miracles like the multiplication of the loaves and fishes or the resurrection can be seen in a new light. What if these extraordinary events were the result of advanced technologies unknown to humanity at the time? This theory not only provokes questions, but also calls traditional faith into question. To what extent are we willing to explore the unknown? As we uncover the secrets of our past, new questions arise, and the answers may change everything we know about Jesus and the origin of miracles. Prepare yourself for a journey that will challenge your beliefs and open your mind to the extraordinary. Alternative interpretations of the miracles of Jesus. When we think of Jesus' miracles, we often see them as divine and supernatural acts. But what if we looked at these events in a new light? Some people suggest that the multiplication of bread, for example, could be explained by advanced technology. Imagine a machine capable of transforming small portions of food into large quantities instantly. This idea may seem strange at first glance, but it invites us to reevaluate what we consider miracles. Furthermore, the healing of the sick could also be seen from this perspective. Instead of a pure miracle, it could be the result of a technological intervention by beings from other planets. These beings, with knowledge that surpasses ours, could have the ability to cure diseases in ways we do not yet understand. This interpretation makes us think about the relationship between science and faith, which often seems to be on opposite sides. The resurrection of Jesus is another major event that raises questions. If we consider that extraterrestrial beings could have a different understanding of life and death than ours, the resurrection could be seen as an extraordinary event, but not impossible. This vision leads us to reflect on what life after death really means and whether there are other forms of existence than the one we know. These interpretations are not intended to undermine faith, but rather to broaden our understanding. They invite us to explore what we might consider a miracle and to question whether there is a fine line between the divine and the technological. In doing so, perhaps we can find new ways of connecting our beliefs in the universe around us. Ultimately, this alternative perspective offers a new narrative about Jesus' miracles. Rather than just being supernatural events, they can be seen as complex interactions between spirituality and the unknown. This can enrich our understanding of the story and message of Jesus, opening the door to a broader dialogue about what we consider possible. Biblical stories and extraterrestrial encounters. When we read the Bible, we find several passages that describe encounters with celestial beings. Many of these descriptions have characteristics that can be interpreted as a connection to extraterrestrial beings. For example, angels are often described as luminous beings who descend from heaven at moments of great importance. These descriptions can be seen as a reference to spaceships, if we consider a more contemporary point of view. In some reports, the manifestations of these beings are accompanied by impressive natural phenomena, such as bright lights or booming sounds. This leads us to believe that perhaps the language used to describe these experiences could be an attempt to translate something that was beyond the understanding of the time. Thus, the encounters described in the Bible may be more than simple spiritual visions and may represent real interactions with other civilizations. Another passage that stands out is Ezekiel's vision, which speaks of wheels within wheels and beings with multiple faces. This description is so vivid that many scholars believe it could be a reference to a spaceship. If we consider this possibility, we can open up a range of interpretations about the meaning of these visions and what they could represent in the history of humanity. Furthermore, these interpretations are not new. Since the 1960s, theorists have explored the idea that the Bible contains messages about visitors from other planets. For many, this connection between Scripture and the possibility of extraterrestrial life brings a new dimension to the understanding of faith and spirituality. challenging the traditional view that separates the human from the divine. In this way, exploring biblical accounts as extraterrestrial encounters offers us an opportunity to rethink religious narratives. By broadening our view, we can discover that perhaps faith is not as far from science as we think. This approach can help build a bridge between what we know and what is yet to come. Archaeological evidence and mysterious artifacts. Archaeology has always presented us with new enigmas about the history of humanity. Some discoveries, however, raise questions that go beyond what we can explain with current knowledge. Artifacts that show advanced technology or symbols that do not belong to the known human context are often considered to indicate ancient contacts with extraterrestrial civilizations. For example, there are artifacts that seem to represent machines or devices that do not have clear explanations within our history. This type of discovery provokes curiosity and opens up space for theories that challenge conventional understanding. What do these objects really represent? Could they be traces of an interaction with beings from other planets? These questions take us into unexplored territory. Furthermore, some ancient inscriptions mention gods descending from the sky in ships of fire. These descriptions can be seen as an attempt to document encounters with beings that were not understood at the time. The language used may not have been sufficient to convey the reality of what was observed, leading to interpretations that became myths and legends over the centuries. Archaeological research continues to reveal new information that may corroborate these theories. As new technologies are employed, more mysterious artifacts emerge, challenging what we know and causing us to question the traditional narrative of human history. This search for answers is an invitation to reconsider our place in the universe and the possibility that we are not alone. Thus, investigating archaeological evidence that points to extraterrestrial contacts not only enriches our understanding of the past, but also urges us to imagine a future where the boundaries between human and extraterrestrial may be less clear than we thought. This idea leads us to reflect on the implications of such discoveries on our worldview and our own history. Impact on theology and traditional faith. When talking about the possibility that Jesus' miracles could be explained by extraterrestrial interventions, it is impossible not to consider the impact this would have on traditional religious doctrines. Many fundamental beliefs about the nature of God and the divinity of Jesus could be questioned. For example, if miracles are seen as the results of advanced technology, this could diminish the perception of Jesus as a unique divine being, leading to a reevaluation of his true essence. Furthermore, this new vision could open space for broader dialogues about faith and spirituality. Religious people would have to confront this idea and possibly reimagine their beliefs in a broader context that includes the possibility of life on other planets. Many could see this as a threat to their faith, while others could find a new way of understanding their own teachings in light of this new information. Central Christian figures such as Jesus could be reinterpreted in ways that defy tradition. Instead of being seen simply as manifestations of divinity, they could be seen as representatives of a universal wisdom that encompasses not only the earth but also the cosmos. This shift in perspective could lead to an expansion of theology, allowing spirituality to connect with science and space exploration. However, this discussion would not be without controversy. Religious leaders could feel pressured to defend their doctrines against these new concepts, leading to a conflict between faith and reason. Faith communities that resist this new vision could become more isolated, while others could open up to the idea that spiritual truth is more complex than previously thought. Ultimately, acceptance of these new interpretations could lead to a greater plurality of beliefs, where people would feel free to explore different interpretations of the Bible and religious traditions. This freedom could generate a richer and more diverse environment for interreligious dialogue, where the search for spiritual truth is intertwined with the desire to understand the universe. Connections between extraterrestrial civilizations and ancient mythologies. Several cultures around the world have myths and legends that make reference to beings from other worlds, and these stories can have a deep relationship with the figure of Jesus. For example, Many ancient accounts speak of gods who descended from heaven, bringing teachings and miracles. This connection between deities and extraterrestrial beings could suggest that in some way, the presence of beings from other planets has always been part of the human narrative. By analyzing these mythologies, we can find intriguing parallels with the events narrated in the Gospels. Stories about gods who perform extraordinary feats, such as creating life or healing people, can be seen as reflections of experiences with beings who possess technologies beyond our understanding. When considering these elements, the figure of Jesus can be reinterpreted as a messenger who not only brought spiritual teachings, but could also have ties to these civilizations. Furthermore, these connections can enrich the way we understand spirituality. If ancient myths truly represent interactions with extraterrestrial beings, it could suggest that the search for meaning is not just limited to what is written in Scripture, but also extends to stories that have been passed down from generation to generation. The figure of Jesus, therefore, could be seen as part of a broader legacy of universal wisdom. However, this perspective also raises questions about the authenticity of religious traditions. If many myths and legends are reinterpreted in light of interactions with beings from other worlds, what does this mean for current beliefs? Some people may feel disillusioned, while others may welcome this new vision as an expansion of their beliefs. Finally, the intersection between extraterrestrial civilizations and ancient mythologies can encourage a rediscovery of spirituality that transcends cultural boundaries. This new approach can open the doors to a more inclusive dialogue, where the similarities between different beliefs become a starting point for building a collective understanding of our existence in the universe. Social and cultural implications of the theory. Acceptance of the theory that links Jesus to possible extraterrestrial interventions could bring significant changes to people's spiritual beliefs. Many religious traditions that are based on dogma and sacred accounts could be challenged. Some believers may feel uncomfortable when confronting the idea that the figure of Jesus, so central to their lives, could have a different origin than what they have always believed. This could lead to a reevaluation of personal beliefs and, in some cases, even a crisis of faith. Furthermore, this new perspective could encourage more open dialogue between different religions. If religious figures from various traditions are seen in the light of an extraterrestrial influence, it could create a space for people to share their views without fear of judgment. The idea that beings from other worlds interacted with humanity could unite people around a common search for answers, promoting greater tolerance and understanding between different beliefs. On the other hand, the proposal that advanced technology from extraterrestrial civilizations could have shaped human history would also raise questions about the relationship between science and religion. Many people could see this as an opportunity to unite faith and reason, seeking answers that were previously considered incompatible. Instead of seeing science and spirituality as opposites, society could begin to perceive them as complementary, seeking to understand the role of each in the formation of human knowledge. The search for life beyond Earth, which is already a popular topic in many circles, would gain even more relevance. The idea that we are not alone in the universe could inspire new research and investment in science and technology. This could motivate people to become more interested in astronomy, astrobiology, and other related fields, as well as encourage discussions about ethics and the implications of real contact with other civilizations. Ultimately, acceptance of this theory could transform the way societies view human history. If, indeed, there were external influences on our development, this could lead to a reinterpretation of the historical and cultural events that shaped civilization. The narrative of human history would be rewritten, taking into account not only terrestrial factors but also possible interventions from beyond Earth, which could change the way future generations understand their place in the universe. And so, as we explore the intriguing theory of the secret alliance between Jesus and extraterrestrial civilizations, we are led to reflect on the countless possibilities that surround sacred history. If Jesus' miracles truly have an origin beyond Earth, what does this mean for our understanding of faith? Could it be possible that these cosmic interactions shaped not only the life of Jesus, but also the history of humanity? Imagine the impact this revelation could have. The idea that ancient accounts of angels and prophets in the Bible could be interpretations of encounters with beings from other worlds leads us to question everything we know. After all, how have these civilizations influenced spirituality over the centuries? And what secrets still remain hidden, waiting to be revealed? We want to know your opinion. Do you believe that Jesus had contact with extraterrestrial beings? What would be the implications of this for your faith? Leave your thoughts in the comments and join the conversation. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content that challenges conventional wisdom. The mystery continues, and together we will solve it.